Life has its ups and downs for some tech students. We'll show you why.
One Lubbock organization has been pretty quiet lately. However, they have a couple things going on behind the scenes.
Thousands of people from all across the country will be coming up these steps in March of 2013. Find out why coming up next.
Always good to avoid our state.
Especially if we feed it to babies. We've got the story coming up.
From the College of Mass Communications on the campus of Texas Tech University, this is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of your MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Meredith Hillgartner.
And I'm Allie Williams. We begin today with some big news in the sports world. The Lady Raiders have a shot at a huge home court advantage in next year's NCAA tournament. Amy Brewer headed up to the United Spirit Arena for a preview.
The Lady Raiders played their last home game of the season the first week of March. Tech students and fans came out to the United Spirit Arena to cheer their team on against the Sooners. The Spirit Arena was pretty packed and full of life, but the crowd was just a small preview of what things will be like next March. The NCAA Championship will be held here in Lubbock next March, bringing people from all across the country right here to the United Spirit Arena. The first and second rounds of the tournament will be held at the United Spirit Arena. The last time the Lady Raiders hosted a round in the NCAA tournament was in 2009, in which they did not get to participate. It's still a win, though, for Lubbock. The first round in the 2008 women's tournament brought $19 million to Tampa that year. Head coach Christy Curry said she thinks they have a good shot of playing in the tournament next year, and that's her goal for the team.
Certainly, it's going to be special for our fans, special for our community. But, as a competitor, as a coach, as a player, you want to make it every year. And, it being at home does make it special. But it's always special because you just want to get there.
The team has a solid fan base to cheer them on through their victories and losses. Tech sophomore Colton Baker said he and his friends support all Tech sports and would love to see the team make it to next year's tournament.
We're big Texas Tech fans. We support every sport. We're at every game, men's, women's.
But no matter what happens, Tech fans can look forward to being just minutes away from the 2012-2013 NCAA tournament. For MCTV, I'm Amy Brewer.
We better get our tickets early. It looks like those seats are going to fill up quick.
I know, I'm really excited. I definitely don't want to miss out. And hopefully you didn't miss out on a fun way to raise money. The Kappa Delta sorority here at Tech spent 48 hours seesawing their way to a good cause. Coley Harrell has the story.
The Kappa Delta sorority and other volunteers gathered outside of the United Market Street over this past weekend to raise awareness on child abuse. Megan Welch, a member and vice president for community service, explains where the donated money goes.
For 48 hours for Prevent Child Abuse America and the local Children's Advocacy Center, and 80% is going to the CAC and 20% is going to Prevent Child Abuse America. And Kappa Deltas are all seesawing for 48 hours to raise awareness and money.
All 192 Kappa Deltas attended this fundraiser. Many families stopped by to donate money and ride the seesaw. Priscilla Smith, a member in the Kappa Delta sorority, explains what times they raised awareness this weekend.
Would you like to donate to prevent child abuse? Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.
It's from 9 to 9. So 9 in the morning is when we start until 9 in the evening. We shut it down. We start doing it on Thursday and we'll stop on Sunday. So it's not a consecutive 48 hours, but we stop. When we go to bed, we come back.
Kappa Delta sorority is taking 4-hour shifts for 48 hours to help raise money for Prevent Child Abuse America. Lubbock is the highest child abuse rate in the U.S., so every cent makes a difference.
I'm Coley Harrell with MCTV News.
It's been 6 months since the Occupy movement began. In a lot of cities, the encampments are gone, but our Preston Redden went out to the corner of 19th and University and found Lubbock's Occupy residents are still there and still working on getting their message out.
Looking around an empty campsite, it seems as if Occupy Lubbock is over. This is not the case. The group is still going strong. Protests and marches are discussed every week at one of 2 general assemblies. Caleb Sands, a Lubbock resident, recently joined the organization due to his political beliefs.
One night, there's kind of a catalyst in my life that made me really view human migration and how humans adapt to the planet in which we live in.
So I ultimately came to the question, what is humanity's strife? I mean, and I asked that with all nation states, all religion, all bias, prejudice put to the side.
Security has always been an issue at the Occupy Lubbock campsite, and there's even a security guard now to take care of the campsite. Occupy Lubbock's publicity has decreased. However, the group is still going strong. Occupy Lubbock is one of the last few remaining 24-hour occupations in the nation, and the last remaining one in Texas. A march against Lubbock Power and Light and different protests are just some of the events that Occupy Lubbock has planned for this upcoming spring. Member Chris Martin said that Occupy Lubbock is still going strong and is one of the few occupations in America that is still active.
We recently found out that we are also the last standing 24/7 occupation in Texas, and we're one of very few left in the United States. The rest of the occupations still exist, but they have gotten raided by police, and they've gotten kicked off of whatever piece of public land that they were on. Well, right now we're actually organizing a march against our local electric company, LP&L, which has been a huge concern of this local community for a long time. We wanted to get a local protest going so that the people of Lubbock can see that we're not just here to be a part of the worldwide movement. We also want to take care of things here, because what's going on with LP&L is a prime example of what's going on, of what this whole entire movement is against.
To get involved, just check out one of the General Assemblies that are offered twice a week. There is a General Assembly on Wednesdays at 6:30 and one on Saturdays at 5. Reporting for MCTV, I'm Preston Redden.
Sometimes organic isn't always a healthier choice. A recent study found toxic arsenic levels in some organic baby formulas, putting parents on edge. Olivia Dickinson explains.
I would draw the analogy that it's similar to bringing toys in with paint on them that have lead from China.
A Dartmouth study released late February has ignited the fear of many parents nationwide. The study found toxic levels of arsenic in 2 baby formulas currently on the market. Arsenic is an element known to increase the risk of cancer. There are 21.4 parts per billion of arsenic in one of the formulas and 8.4 parts per billion in the other.
That seems like a lot of arsenic.
To an arsenic researcher and Texas Tech professor like Dr. Julian Spellholes, that is shocking. But it may not sound like much to you. So let's break it down. The Environmental Protection Agency's arsenic limit on water is 10 parts per billion, making the arsenic levels in those baby formulas I mentioned earlier more than double the amount that can be found in water before it's considered unsafe. New mom and Texas Tech student Jackie Jensen says she never would have imagined that she would have to worry about the baby formula she's feeding her 4-month-old son.
I don't understand how that's allowed to be in baby formulas, and that makes me scared to give him formula.
That's the scariest part for parents like Jackie, because right now, the EPA only monitors the amount of arsenic in drinking water, which means there can be unsafe levels of arsenic in all types of products, including baby formula.
It's always good to avoid arsenic.
Arsenic in high doses has been linked to liver, skin, kidney, and cardiovascular damage. Dr. Spellholes says exposure to arsenic can be even more damaging for babies.
I would worry about it even at those levels, because especially if they're infants or small children, because of their size.
Jackie has been feeding Jacob baby formula for about a month now. And as soon as I told her about the study,
oh my gosh,
she ran to the kitchen to find out if her formula was also infected. But before you swear off all baby formula, take a look at the label. The study indicates that the real culprit here is the brown rice syrup. This syrup is commonly used as a substitute for corn syrup in many organic baby formulas.
I stopped by the Babies R Us here in Lubbock and found several baby formulas like this organic Similac formula that didn't have the brown rice syrup in them. So if you're already feeding your baby an organic formula, it's important to check the ingredient list before your next purchase.
The FDA also released a statement saying, quote, "The FDA is committed to protecting the nation's public health from contaminants in our food supply and has been monitoring arsenic content for more than 20 years. The statement goes on to say that the FDA is not aware of any brands of infant formula containing organic brown rice syrup. But both Jackie and Dr. Spellholes agree that what they're really looking for is someone to take responsibility for the content in the baby formula.
Baby products should have high standards as to what goes in it.
It's kind of important probably that somebody, either U.S. DA or the companies check for arsenic content.
And Jackie says it will probably be a while before she buys anything organic again.
Well, I won't buy any organic now.
For MCTV, I'm Olivia Dickinson.
That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us for this week's edition of your MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Meredith Hillgartner.
And I'm Allie Williams. Have a great day.